So something happened to me today that made me think about this in a little bit of a deeper way. We talk about how smartphones are making us dumb, how scrolling is changing our brain chemistry and all this stuff, and all that's true. Do you notice that I'm not in the car today? So I had to cut the grass, and my trusty Honda Quadra-Cut that I've used for probably 12 years, it's a great mower, but it finally bit the dust, okay? And so I had no choice but to go with my backup. You want to see my backup? I'll show you right now. So there's the Quadra-Cut, but this is the backup. The old Craftsman, the real mower. Okay, so that's the kind of mower, you know, before motorized mowers existed. I guess that's what you would have had to use to cut your grass. Probably everybody did it if you wanted your grass to be cut, right? So I used that thing to cut my grass today, and let me tell you, it kicked my butt. It took a good deal more time, and yeah, dude, it's a workout. So I'm starting to think about it. Are we physically getting weaker as people? And you know, like I said before, yeah, we go to the gym probably more than ever, right? But is that real strength? If you lived in a time when you had to use this real mower here, you had to work pretty hard just to have a clean grass. And in addition to that, it was normal. It would have been normal. And there's a lot of things, there's a lot of examples like that right there. Now, not everybody works construction. Not everybody is a gym bro, right? So on average, your normal human being would be cutting the grass and using a lot more effort than we do today. I can tell you that Quadra-Cut is a whole lot easier than the real mower, right? So where am I getting with this? Well, maybe with the smartphones we're getting dumber, or our brain chemistry is being changed, and with scrolling there's all kinds of concerns which we're going to get into probably in other videos because this is important. But maybe we're getting weaker as well. You know, you can do curls, you can do bench presses, you can do squats, you can do all those things, but come out here and run that real mower for a couple hours and push this yard and just see how you feel, right? I know people can do it. There's people that can do it, you know, that are in good shape and all this. I consider myself to be in pretty good shape. This thing kicked my butt. It just makes me think, man, are we getting weaker and dumber? So where's the line drawn? You know, used to, you just come out here and you just do the work, and that would probably get you in pretty good shape. But now, you know, a lot of people are working in behind desks, in offices, things like that, and they have to go to the gym. If you don't, you're gonna look like one of those gray aliens, right? Eventually, as a people, you know, just nothing really, no muscles, nothing. So our minds are atrophying because we don't have to work as hard to get the information. See, everything that we get on YouTube, that we listen to, you know, even audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm a fan of audiobooks. Let me know if you like audiobooks. But, you know, a lot of people are like, well, you know, it's better to read. And I'm thinking it probably is, because it takes more patience. You have to actually set aside a time, and your focus is probably more dedicated than if you're just listening to an audiobook. I'm not going to stop listening to audiobooks. I'm just saying, you used to have to work to get the knowledge. You used to have to work and think to get information. And you know, even now with YouTube, I've fixed so much stuff on my cars and things with YouTube. Before that existed, you had to look into in a manual. You may have to even just figure it out, right? So what cost is all the technology taking from us? Now, I'm going to fix the mower or buy a new one. I'm not going to do the real mower constantly like this over and over again. I did it today just because I was like, you know what? I think I can do it and just get it done with what I have. I liked having that thing as a backup. In fact, I like technologies like that because eventually, you know, if you have technologies that are like that reel mower, they last forever. I mean, those blades, all you got to do is just sharpen them and it keeps going. And it can probably do that almost forever, right? Till it rusts away. But you can combat that. So I like technology like that. But yeah, it really got me thinking, guys. What do you think about this? I know there's still trades where people work really hard, but not everybody does those trades. Now, back in the day, a lot of people had a yard and they would cut the grass. What are the other things that they're missing out on, you know? The benefits of having strength, even mental strength, to get through tasks. It just makes you think and it makes you wonder. So while I was cutting the grass today, that's what I was kind of thinking about. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm glad that some of you have subscribed. You're giving me some things to think about in the comments. When we get to a certain point, we'll start live streaming and talk about all the things that we've talked about up until this point. There's some really interesting stuff that I've been researching, and I want to share that with you and see what you think. All right, that's all for the day, I guess. Just wanted to talk about my experience with these mowers here and what it taught me as to where we might be going in the future. All right, cut the video off there for the day. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.